Make sure you guys note everything that you can down. So you have your pill, you grind it up to a powder. Transfer your powder to a test tube before adding the 2 mils of methanol. This is where the notes started that I went through. You shake the mixture. Just allow it to settle afterwards. So it's kind of hard to see that there was the 2 layers there, but I think in person it's easier to see. It's just this video doesn't have high quality for some reason. It's like 480 resolution. So you use another pipette to remove the supernatant on top. So the bottom right there that he just put down, that's the residual binder, the red stuff that I drew in the notes. So that's what you're trying to separate from your supernatant, which contains your active ingredient. You're going to repeat this process with another 2 mils of methanol. You're going to add this methanol. This is an important thing. Some students get confused. You're going to add the methanol to the previous tube with the binder because you're trying to get as much of the active ingredient as you can. You're not going to add it to the new supernatant test tube that you removed. You're going to add the methanol back to the original test tube. Shake, let settle for another 2 minutes. There you can kind of see a little bit more here, the 2 layers. Now, with your collected aliquots of supernatant, you're going to centrifuge it. And this is where you'll see after spinning it for 2 minutes that more binder is still in the supernatant, so it's going to be on the bottom after this. And you'll have a clear liquid on top. You can see you still have binder in the bottom. It's on one side of the tube. Now this is where you can prepare the column. You pack a piece of cotton to plug the bottom tip so that only solvents can pass through. Your silica gel doesn't seep through as well. That's why the cotton tip is there. So you pour your silica gel. I typically make a funnel out of filter paper rather than how he's doing it now because it just goes all over the place. But you can do whatever you can to get the silica gel in there. So he tapped the sides of the column because you want it to be packed uniformly. You don't want any spaces inside the column, any pockets of air. You can tap the column gently, or not gently, but kind of hard a few times to keep it nice and packed. Now this is where you flush the column with methanol. And an important thing with this is during the entire process of doing, of eluting your compound through, is you want to keep solvent above the top of the silica gel or on top of the column. You never want the solvent to go below or to the top of the column. So you always want to keep it wet. So you just collect, the first part is just collect the initial solvent that you add. Now you're going to add your supernatant. Make sure to switch beakers before doing this so that you can collect the supernatant ingredient that you're interested in, and then pipette your supernatant to the top. Adding more methanol after you put your supernatant will help it flush down faster. And also keeping your solvent above the column. And then here he's just using another pipette with a bulb on top so that he can press air on top of the column to make it go faster.